The penalty phase of this trial is almost like an instant replay. Manson has already been ejected for fighting with his attorney. His attorney is making numerous objections, and one defense attorney is pleading his client not guilty by reason of insanity.
Miss? Thank you.
Patricia?
Back? Out of the way, Sergeant. Out of the way. Why did you say it, Charlie? What do you need like to ride a horse? Hey, Charlie, look up here, will you, Charlie? Right up here, don't Charlie. Got a boy. That's good. That's good. Come on, Charlie. You're there. Thank you, Arthur.
Stand by and we'll let you know in time when he comes up.
We expect to try all 6 of these defendants on both cases at the same time. That, of course, would be subject to any ruling on the part of the judge should any of the defendants move to sever cases or defendants. We are prepared and intend, however, to go to trial as soon as possible and to try all 6 parties and 2 cases at the same time. Investigation of these individuals is continuing. The investigation is not limited to the 2 cases that we are presently proceeding to trial.
Good, Charlie.
Good.
All right, Charlie.
How you feel?
Perfect. All right, Charlie. All right, Charlie.
You doing better today,
Charlie? Thank you.
You doing better today?
Always do good. Every day's better.
Good. Look up, Charlie. Can you look this way, please, John?
You have a solitary?
No.
You eating good?
Charlie, look up.
Charlie, eating good?
Looks like you gained a little weight.
I'm gonna look over here.
Charlie, could you look this way, please? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Charlie.
Thank you.
The men and women suspected of killing actress Sharon Tate and 4 others were members of a weird, sadistic hippie cult, an outlaw band of nomads who lived wherever they could. The police believe the hippie clan is responsible for a total of 11 ritualistic murders. And by writing the words pig at the scene of the crime, apparently the hippies were trying to throw the police off the track by blaming the murders on the Black Panthers, a group the hippies hated.
she ask you to come here? I see. Now, you told me a while ago that you regard Charlie Manson as the Antichrist.
He's a false prophet and he's come to deceive as many people as he can.
You also, I think, to quote you correctly, said that he trips differently than you other hippies.
Yeah, he's bloodthirsty. We're not. There's a lot of hippies that ain't on his trip. Well, there's a lot of us that are waiting for the real Christ.
Have any of the family members contacted you and through you tried to get Linda not to testify? When did that happen?
All along.
What did they ask you to tell them?
Just that we should bow down and worship Charlie like everybody else.
And you have talked to Linda about this?
Sure.
And she is going to testify?
Sure, she's right now.
How long had it been since you had seen Linda until today?
A couple of days. I've been seeing her regularly all along.
Oh, I see.
Comforting her and letting her know that what she's doing is right.
Okay, and you have a family? And I don't want to ask specifically, but where is the family? In New Mexico, Arizona, Texas, somewhere else?
The whole world.
Just somewhere else?
Yeah. Everybody that's a perfect Christian.
Yeah. How old are you?
22.
And the trial to give Linda
I don't know.
comfort?
They just, yeah, that's what I'm here for, but they just kicked us out of the courtroom.
What sort of work do you do, Robert?
Preach.
Oh, I see. Yeah. And how long have you had the calling to preach?
All my life, thousands and thousands of years. It's the same message all along. Everybody's been waiting for this time, and it's supposed to spark the last days.
How long have you and Linda been married?
A couple of years.
Would you mind telling us how you met?
Just in Boston.
Why do you think she got mixed up with Charlie Manson and his clan?
Just to play the part she's playing right now.
What's that?
To be a witness for the people. The people are seeing through her eyes what really know what's happening.
You mean it was sort of ordained this way? Is that what
Yeah.
you're trying to say?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
I got you in about 5.
Create any incompetence upon on behalf of Miss Kasabian.
Who is this woman?
I know a Miss Emma, E-M-M-E-R. It was a declaration of a woman that formerly knew Linda Kasabian in Florida, but she's here now.
Mr.
Doctor?
No, not a doctor.
We just entered the situation. Mr. Stokes, Mr. Kanarick says that the key witness for the prosecution is insane. How do you react to this courtroom charge?
Well, I say the proof is in the pudding. You gentlemen will listen to her testify. You'll listen to the way she responds to questions, just the same the jury will. If the jury determines that she is insane, then this will go to her credibility. I don't believe she's insane. I believe that her way of life at the time that she lived at Spawn Ranch was something that caused her to do things that are not normal, but that fortunately her breaking away from Spawn Ranch left her in a certain state where she is perfectly normal now, and she is able to distinguish between right and wrong, and is able to comprehend what an oath means. You heard the extensive oath that was given to her by the clerk in the court. Now, I think the jury will listen to the way she answers questions. If she answers responsively, she's able to conduct herself under cross-examination. They're the ones who are going to decide whether or not she's competent or not.
Has she taken LSD on numerous occasions?
To my knowledge, I wasn't there, so I don't know. There have been some affidavits filed, some declarations filed that she has on prior occasions taken what is commonly known as acid or LSD. Whether or not this, the extent of which she took it or how much she took will affect her a year later, I don't know. But she's been in custody, as you well know, since the 1st of December 1969, and she has shown no bizarre characteristics in all the time that she's been in custody.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Aaron.
We have the hour of the show. Mr. Kanarick, why do you say that Linda Kasabian is insane?
Well, because of the gag rule, I cannot discuss it. We all are aware of the judge's order, and since this will probably be involved in the litigation that's before us, I'm just under the orders of Judge Older and Judge Keene, And unlike the District Attorney of Los Angeles County, I'm not running for public office. I'm not running for Attorney General of the state of California.
What kind of games are you playing, Irving? You told me inside that you'd come out and discuss it.
No, I said I'd come out and answer some questions that you may ask, and I'm answering to the best of my ability.
I want to ask you
I have an
why you
obligation
called her
to
insane.
obey
You said
court
you would.
orders. The District Attorney of Los Angeles chooses not to obey court orders. I choose to obey them.
Mr. Bugliosi said you should be cited for contempt of court for making such a charge. How do you react to what he said then?
Well, then Mr. Bugliosi has a legal remedy. He can file an order to show cause in re contempt, and the judge can then set it down for hearing and decide whether or not what was done is contemptuous.
Who is this woman from Florida? When you mentioned in open court, that shouldn't be a gag rule involvement. You mentioned her and named her. Who is she? What's it all about?
Well, again, the court order is there, and I must obey the court order within the ambit of the court order, and I cannot
Did you file an
discuss her.
affidavit for this lady?
Again, what is before the court is a matter of record. There is.
Mr. Canary, you've been objecting, it seems, to running is quite excessively in the courtroom. Are you slowing things down? Is that a practice?
Not at all. The purpose is to conform to our law. Now, there are rules of evidence which are in existence, and lawyers are obliged to follow all rules of court, including the rules of evidence. And the vice is in the question. If a lawyer asks an improper question, and it solicits matter that will come out that should not be before the court and before the jury, then the lawyer has the obligation to object. The one that is wrong is the person that's asking the improper question.
Cite an example.
Well, I can't cite an example in this particular case, as you know, because of the gag rule. I'm under a court order not to discuss matters that are pertaining to this case.
When the court is established and is relevant, and you maintain your objections after every question, aren't you exceeding the court's ruling?
Well, I can only invite you to look at the actual record.
I'm getting out.
Okay, well said. Bob, if we may, we'd like to ask Mr. Garrettson a couple of questions, with your permission.
Sure, go right ahead.
First of all, could you tell us how long you lived at the residence up there?
Around 5 months, something like that.
Was there ever any time up there that you had a sense of impending doom of any kind?
No.
You were hired, to principally train and take care of the dogs up there?
Not to train the dogs, just to care for the dogs at the owner's no less.
Now, Bob, could we ask him what he can tell us about the night in question, what he did that night?
Yes, they asked him that on both direct and cross-examination. Feel free to ask him.
All right, I appreciate that.
Repeat his testimony.
Could you tell us what you did that night, what you might have seen or heard, if anything?
I didn't see anything or hear anything. I stayed in I went down to Sunset Boulevard where I picked up some groceries and I returned back. Mm-hmm. I didn't hear or see anything or anything like that. Nothing.
Of course, really the key point to his testimony was the fact that Stephen Parent did visit him that evening, and perhaps the key point which he added to the prosecution's case was the approximate time at which Stephen Parent left his house, because supposedly the killings took place soon after that, or soon after Parent left, the people entered the estate. Mm-hmm. And this perhaps was the key element to his testimony.
Have you had any fear at all since this happened?
No.
No reason to fear anything at this time?
No.
Can you account for the fact that the dogs barked when Parent arrived, but the dogs didn't bark at any other time?
Well, the dogs did bark during the night.
But you paid no particular attention to
it?
How can you account for the fact that there was so much shooting and screaming and you didn't hear it?
I don't know.
Was your hi-fi on at that time, your stereo?
Were you listening to the hi-fi with earmuffs, or were you listening to it from the loudspeaker?
Just from the loudspeaker.
When was the very first moment that you knew that this slaughter had taken place?
I didn't until the police took me across the front lawn.
And did you see any of the bodies at that time?
Yes, I did.
What was your very first thought on seeing all this?
There's not too much thought, you know, I mean, I can't explain it.
Okay, thank you very much.
Bill, what have you been doing since you left the Los Angeles area?
Everybody ready?
Roll it.
Day, your comments, if we can, on the opening statements by the prosecution about Helter, Skelter, and Charlie's motives for these alleged killings.
Well, I don't know where Mr. Bugliosi got all his information regarding Helter, Skelter, and I believe the Beatles album. And I think he's listening to some of these young witnesses that he has lined up. And if he believes what these young witnesses tells him about Helter Skelter and the Beatles song in regards to Mr. Manson, I don't think he's going to have a very strong case.
How do you decipher Helter Skelter? Do you have a definition for it?
No, I don't, but I mean, according to Mr. Bugliosi's definition, he feels that the song states that I think the black group is going to get together against the white group and destroy each other, and the black is going to come out on top. And I don't understand how Mr. Bugliosi, a man of his intelligence, could base this case on, say, I believe these young witnesses that has told him about this Helter Skelter.
What have the young ladies, the co-defendants of Mr. Manson, told you about carving the cross into their foreheads?
Well, I saw the crosses first time this morning, and I believe what they are doing is trying to show that that we have a common defense, and they're going to go along with Charlie.
Did they tell you with what instrument they carved that into their foreheads?
No, I didn't ask them that.
Uh-huh.
I have no information as to how they did that.
Okay. Do you have any comment on the fact that Linda Kasabian, who apparently is going to be the DA's chief witness, is coming up next?
Yes, she was supposed to be on the stand right now, but she indicated to Mr. Bugliosi that she needed another dress. So we took a recess so she can go back and get another dress.
Why did she? Thank you, Dave.
I think the one that she had on this morning was a maternity dress. So
was it the prosecution who wanted it to?
Well, what happened briefly was that Mr. Manson was asked what he wished to do, and he indicated that he wished to retain some voice in his own representation, and that he had also made arrangements for myself and Mr. Steinberg to act as his attorneys. The judge ruled that the matter would be put over until December the 22nd to decide whether or not Mr. Manson is capable of understanding the law and representing himself. Our position is and will be that even if he is capable of representing himself, he has the right to additional counsel, as Jack Kursky did, as any person would have.
Good shot, Fred.
It's over.
Nice, terrible. Face him this way when you breathe in, Liam. Breathe in. Face him this way when you open the door.
Just one more time.
You did it. Thank you. All right. Mr. McKissick, tell us what took place in there today. Happened. I learned of it, yes.
Would you have gone in with him today this way if you'd have known he would have made these statements wanting to be his own counsel?
Absolutely, because he did not say that he wished to be his own counsel and did not wish to retain us. He said that he wished a joint representation, and my feeling was that the proper way to dispose of it was to put over until the 22nd or some suitable date whether he himself is competent to act as his own counsel. But that does not mean that we should put in abeyance the question of whether he has effective counsel. He is without counsel now. He is without counsel, without a conflict. We cannot investigate the case. We cannot fight the question of venue. There are many things in leads we cannot run down until the 22nd.
Do you feel this case can be tried in Los Angeles?
I do not think under any state of affairs that the case could be tried in Los Angeles with the saturation that it has received, particularly with the Atkins story of last Sunday.
Well, where's find any place in the United States where you could try the case?
May I make a comment on that? I think that there is a very serious problem in finding a place where the case can be fairly and properly tried at this time.
Where are you going to find a place where someone hasn't read, heard, or seen about Charles Manson?
That is an excellent rhetorical question and perhaps answers itself.
Mr. Steinberg, you've talked about the law a great deal with Mr. Manson. Do you feel he's... well, let's wait till
I didn't hear that question.
No, I asked, do you feel that Manson is capable of defending himself?
I think he's capable of making a substantial contribution to a defense team, but I think that he certainly needs the assistance of others as co-counsel.
When you first saw him that he wanted to defend himself, did he discuss that with you?
Briefly, yes.
Well, Mr. Steinberg, you've spent a great deal of time talking with him. Do you feel that he is capable to defend himself?
Well, in a case of this kind, I don't think any one lawyer really should undertake the defense of the case. But I think that there are, as Mr. Hezakya said, many areas in which he could make a contribution and in which he desires to, and we believe has an absolute right to do so.
If you decide or are assigned to defend this man, what will your defense be?
Well, that's a matter for the team to discuss and work out, and I'd sooner not get into that at this time. But it's obvious that, as Mr. Hezakya said, there are an awful lot of things that need to be done.
Do you feel that he is subject to any mental aberrations of any kind?
I'd sooner not discuss that at this time.
Everybody has said up to now that this is going to be a very complicated case. So what qualifies Charles Manson to handle his own defense in such a complicated case?
Well, it may be that nothing qualifies him to be the sole commander, shall we say, in the case. However, there are facets of it where he believes, and perhaps he is correct, that he can make material contributions. I certainly feel that he should have other legal assistance, and I'm sure that he will have.
Luke, one of the things that's been said about your client is that he wanted to start a race war between the blacks and the whites. And since you're one of the attorneys for the Black Panthers, what's your comment on that?
He has said absolutely nothing to me along racial lines. As a matter of fact, when I first visited him, I indicated that I had several other cases that had been blown up in the press, and that one of them was the Black Panther case. And this was put out in front so that he could express any disagreements that he would have to me managing the case. He registered none of the sentiments that I have heard reported in the press, and when asked about him, indicated that he didn't feel that way at all.
He is a lay person, and I think there's no question that there are many complicated legal aspects of this case that couldn't be handled by a lay person. But I think he is a person of intelligence. I think he does have the right to contribute to his own defense if he wishes to, and I think it is quite possible that he could make a substantial contribution to that defense.
Of course, as I read it, what he wanted to do was to head the defense team. Did I understand that correctly?
Well, I think his words have to stand on their own. He said that he wanted to be his own counsel, but he wished assistance from others. Now, this question of follower and leader is only a game. That is, when one defends a lawsuit, there are functions for each member of the team to fulfill, and they fulfill them. And the question of leadership doesn't enter in too seriously.
When we met earlier, before the court went into session, I had the feeling that you folks were not really certain whether or not Manson would accept you as a defense team. Is that based on this knowledge that perhaps he wished to defend himself?
Well, I don't know whether I'd like to comment on that, but there was, as Mr. Hezakya said, a thought on Mr. Manson's part that he wanted to contribute to his own defense.
He wished to defend himself with the attorneys in association. That seemed to be his intent as I saw it. Did he indicate that to you, that was his primary intent when you discussed it with him in his jail cell?
Well, I don't want to get into matters which I think are really covered by the attorney-client privilege, but I think he spoke for himself with some clarity in the courtroom.
Charles Manson's attorney talked about a $200 deal, the possibility that the jury was offered money for their stories, and he accused you of having your minds on dollars instead of evidence. Will you comment on those charges?
You said $200? I thought you said
200,000, sir.
200,000. Yeah.
200,000.
Well, I didn't hear anything about that till after the final verdict, the penalty trial. One of the jurors mentioned to me that he had a friend, an attorney, who thought it was possible to get such an amount from some publication for an exclusive story. And I called his attorney. He gave me his name and address and all. I called him and he thought there was a possibility. Well, I thought if I could make a few honest dollars, why, I would do so, but
About lowering that radio mic a little bit.
he later, this juror later called me and said it was all off. There were too many people talking, too many jurors talking.
What do they mean by that? What is he talking about? Too many people talking. What is he talking about?
Other jurors were giving their story out.
For the same amount of money?
For no money, apparently.
What happened to that picture of Sharon Tate?
I have no idea. I didn't know anything about it till I read in the paper.
Well, did you know that there was one missing, even during deliberations?
Oh, no. It's only during after the trial that I saw it in the paper.
Are you concerned about having to take the witness stand and talk about your deliberations?
No, I'd be willing to, but I'm glad that the judge ruled against it, because I think it would affect the sanctity of the jury's verdict.
In what way, sir? Why?
Well, I think everybody who is dissatisfied with the jury's verdict would insist on questioning the jurors.
In future trials, you mean?
Yes.
Were you afraid to testify this morning for any reason?
No, absolutely. I'd have gotten on the stand and answered whatever question I could.
Well, can you tell us whether or not publicity did influence the outcome of your decision on the penalty phase?
None whatever, as far as I know. It didn't affect me, and I don't believe it affected anybody else either.
Are you going to make any money on this case?
No. No, I've lost money. I wasn't employed, so I didn't get any salary while I was on the jury.
You're not going to be able to sell your story as a juror to anyone?
No, I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to sell.
But you do have an interest, though, by calling that attorney, right?
Well, yes, I want to find out what... I didn't know whether this fellow was telling the truth about this deal at all until I talked to him, the attorney.
Did the attorney tell you that there was no longer any chance to sell the story?
No, the juror called me back later, after 2 days.
Mr. Dawson, when you first heard about the Tate LaBianca killings a year and a half or so ago, what did you think?
I didn't think much about it at all, because I wasn't interested in it. I had other things to do. I'm a very busy guy, and so I just read the headlines of those cases because there's so many of them going on.
And then later, when you heard that Manson and his members of his family were placed under arrest, and you heard about some of the evidence, what did you think then?
I didn't hear about it. I didn't read about it.
Can you really honestly say
Absolutely.
You didn't form an opinion, sir?
I live out in Huntington Park, and the only paper I subscribe to is their local paper out there, Huntington Park Daily Signal. And they usually only carry the headlines, and that's about all I read about murder stories. I used to be in police work too, you know, and you get fed up of that, dealing with criminals and people who violate laws. I try to associate with decent people. Think about decent people.
What do you think this case says to young people?
Certainly ought to carry a message.
What would you like
What
to
message
say?
would that be if you had anything to say about it?
Well, to be obedient to God, obedient to their parents, and obedient to society. To live right, get out and go to work and try to make something of themselves.
Thank you.
Did she ever tell you how long she lived with this group?
What?
Did she tell you how long she
About a
lived
month.
with them? For only a month? How did she meet them? With them?
Because she was broke, her husband had left her, she had this baby, somebody came to her and said, look, we'll take you in, so she went with him.
Has she ever made any statements about Charles Manson that you can tell us about?
Just that he's a very remarkable and unusual human being.
How do you mean? How could you define remarkable and unusual, sir?
Well, he has kind of a charisma and an aura.
Did he have a technique? Did she describe some technique of relationship or setting up relationships that he
Except that
used?
she said that all the girls felt as if they were computers for this man.
Mr. Matthews, how would you describe her mental state now? Is she
Well, now that she's, because of her treatment by the police and the whole thing, she feels pretty good.
What do you mean by black magic and Svengaliism, sir?
Okay, you want to sit down here, please?
Tape made.
If you guys want to move back, let the lady come on. Move back. Come on right on.
Where's Data in front of me?
What is your name?
Chapman.
What is your first name? Winnipeg? And your name, man? Great plan, Holloway.
Gee, I couldn't leave if I had to.
The reporter's not going to be up here for a second. All I know is it's very
Very slowly. Okay, so no questions. Let him come in. Get out.
Gentlemen, I cannot discuss the testimony.
Clear the way for him.
If there's an indictment, 10 days later, the transcript will be made.
What time will Melcher be testifying?
He's testified, we can't give any information out of what he's testified to.
We have to
Is she a believable?
Did you know, Mr. Manson, you are Mr. Melcher, right?
No.
Got that one wrong.
Sorry about that.
Who are you?
I'm with the Public Defender's Office.
And what is your name, please?
Ron Munson.
And what do you do with the Public Defender's Office?
Well, I'm observant. And I have nothing to do with this case. I'm just here like you are.
The theory of this girl is taking a stand this morning is stating that she was under a hypnotic influence of this man Manson. If that's true, and it might be true of my client, if they see each other, it might reestablish it. It's like a turn-on again.
Did you get that impression from the reaction of the jurors? I haven't spoken to the jurors. He's testifying to the truth of that.
How much longer will she be testifying?
About another hour.
How much is she telling the whole story as far as you're concerned, Mr. Caballero?
Every detail, everything she told you.
Has she related all the details of the crime as yet?
I don't know.
Has she waived immunity to prosecution?
Yes, she's waived her privilege against self-incrimination.
In other words, she's telling everything that she knows about all of the killings.
That is correct.
Is she talking just about the tape murders or others as well?
Just take a look.
Would you answer that question, Mr. Caballero? Is she going to talk about the tape murders only or the La Bianca murders?
Whatever they ask her about.
Is anyone of her family assisting her? Is anyone of her family here?
I'm in correspondence with some of her family.
Well, can you tell us how she became involved with the movie?
There's nothing to talk about the facts of the case now.
Well, I mean, this is not fact of the case, but how she first became involved with the group.
Mr. Caballero, you talked about more than the 3 murders, Hinman, La Bianca, Tate.
I was not in there.
Hey, Bob, how about the parents? Oh, that's right.
Pick it up, all right?
Stake number 1. The attorney for Miss Atkins already has told reporters that his client was there the night Sharon Tate was killed, that Miss Atkins saw 5 members of the hippie clan, all dressed in black, murder Sharon Tate and 4 others. This is Dick Shoemaker, ABC News in Los Angeles. Cut. The attorney for Miss Atkins already has told reporters that his client was there the night actress Sharon Tate was killed. He said Miss Atkins saw 5 members of the hippie family, all dressed in black, murder Sharon Tate and 4 others. This is Dick Shoemaker, ABC News in Los Angeles. One more time. The attorney for Miss Atkins already has told reporters that his client was there the night Sharon Tate was killed. He said Miss Atkins saw 5 members of a hippie clan, all dressed in black, murder Sharon Tate and 4 others. This is Dick Shoemaker, ABC News in Los Angeles.
Client be here this morning, or will she testify?
I don't know. I'm going to see the district attorney right now.
Have you seen her since yesterday, Al? And if so, what's her mental condition at this time? How is she feeling?
Well, she feels that she's got fairly good protection over there. Of course, our feeling is that when you've been a member of a group that's been under some kind of a hypnotic spell, if they get together again, it might be restored, you know? It might be a turn-on, so to speak.
Al, if she goes to trial, which seems likely at this point, will the hypnotic state be used as a defense? Do you know?
I think the testimony of the this young lady that's going to testify this morning before the grand jury will establish definitely that there was a hypnotic aspect to this case.
Would this have anything to do with diminished capacity as a plea?
Well, it might. I don't know. I can't tell you now, but it might amount to the defense of unconsciousness.
Why are you asking that her trial be separated from the other?
Mr. Fleischman's asking that. I'll ask it too. Otherwise, I know nothing about the.
How long had your client been separated from Manson? How long hadn't she seen him when she was arrested?
She fled in fear a few days after the Tate matter.
Thank you, Al.
Yes, thank you.
I gotta get my eyes.
She left the community before.
She left as soon as it was feasible for her to leave.
I see.
She fled. She left the state.
Mr. Matthews, do you still have any fears for Ms. Kasabian's safety?
Psychological fears. We talked to the Deputy Carpenter who handled Mr. Saran very adequately. We were promised that she would be put in the infirmary because she's 5 months pregnant. So thus far, that hasn't been done, and we would like closer surveillance.
Have there been any events in the last 24 hours? Events such as
none at all.
threats?
None at all.
Has she told you the story of her participation and her involvement?
This participation is a bad word, my friend.
When was she?
I'll have to go in and see the
When was she
district attorney,
last at the commune?
Sir?
When was she last at the commune? The Barker Ranch?
Oh, about August the 14th she left, sometime like that.
Why did she leave?
Well, she left because she was afraid of her life.
Are you going to insist that she occupies Sirhan's old cell upstairs?
If there's nothing else, if we don't get sufficient coverage.
Why are you so afraid for her life?
When you've been in this setting.
Did you see Ms. Atkins' testimony this morning as turning state's evidence that will harm your client?
No, won't harm my client.
What do you expect Mrs. Atkins to say about Mrs. Kasabian? What are the possibilities?
I don't know. I'm going to have to read. It'll be news to me. But I can't think of anything else you could say about my client.
How did she become?
Your client was not at the scene of the crimes, either crime.
That's something that, as a lawyer, I can't make any such statement.
About any other possible homicides other than the 7 that they have been.
She hasn't even talked to us.
The Manson she's expecting?
It's her husband.
Huh? No?
Are you listed as a witness in the grand jury probe?
How come you're on the 5th floor?
Let's go down. Come on.
I'm just shooting some people standing around. Okay, wait, before you break it.
There weren't this many.
I noticed there's no longer what you want to call the drinking fountain there, though.
Oh, yeah, it's there.
Oh, it is?
The guards, there's so many guards.
Oh, I see.
The light must be F22 when you guys all get rolling.
About F11.
Yeah.
When they're all together.